Oxfam Care Principles and Care-Responsive Barometer, Guidelines and Toolkit for International Financial Institutions. Care work is a social and public good, without which society and our economy simply would not function. Women and girls perform 75% of unpaid care work globally, which equals roughly 9% of global GDP. If this were an economy, it would be the third largest in the world. Addressing care is crucial to ensuring a gender-equitable and durable economic recovery. Care needs to be valued, and a major shift needs to occur in the tradition of care, from being the domain of women to being a task shared by all. International financial institutions, IFIs, which influence development discourse, national plans and projects, can play a key role in building a gender-just future by recognising, reducing and redistributing unpaid care work, rewarding paid care work by promoting decent work for care workers, guiding care workers' representation, social dialogue and collective bargaining. To encourage IFIs to promote, measure and improve the care responsiveness of all their operations, Oxfam, in collaboration with allies, care workers and their unions, has co-created a tool that provides an accountability framework for institutions, the Care Principles and Care-Responsiveness Barometer for International Financial Institutions. Principles. The Care Principles are guided by the International Labour Organisation's ILO 5R framework for decent work and various human rights mandates, conventions and international labour standards. They are developed to provide a direction for IFIs to realign their operations and investment priorities towards a care-responsive development approach and work on two different levels. Level 1 is focused on the internal working of organisations. Level 2 is aimed towards their external activities, particularly policies and projects. Barometer. The Care-Responsiveness Barometer can help IFIs promote, measure and improve the care responsiveness of all their operations. It is a customisable planning tool for adopting the care principles and a monitoring framework to capture progress on integrating a care perspective into the IFI's internal and external operations across their institution. It is structured into 3 tiers: corporate effectiveness, country engagement and project cycle. Tier 1. Corporate effectiveness. This tier focuses on macro-level parameters, looking at the development and policy impacts achieved in client countries, the results of multilateral development banks or MDB direct operations, systems and procedures that guide the operations and performance of the organisation, and its human resources policies and performance tracking systems. Examples of indicators focused on development and policy impacts in countries include paid care work as a percentage of GDP and the percentage of the employed population working in the care sector. Examples of indicators focused on outcomes and outputs of bank operations include people supported by the organisation in 1 year to access care infrastructure like water, sanitation, electricity, and people supported by the organisation to access direct care services like childcare or elder care. Tier 2. Country engagement. This level looks at improving the care responsiveness through the MDB's engagement with client countries, and it focuses on assessing the key processes of country diagnostics, gender assessments, and developing a country partnership strategy. Looks at policy reforms and development-linked lending programs which aim to help strengthen public finance management in client countries. Looks at the various financing instruments, investments, grants and result-based program lending, concerns technical and advisory services, and the sensitivity and capacities of staff to incorporate a care perspective into their work. Examples of indicators are country diagnostics. SCD-CDS includes gendered analysis of time use, work patterns and infrastructure usage. Senior management team at country level is committed to integration of care perspective in all work. Tier 3 Project Cycle. It has been designed for project staff, allowing them to look out for areas where care responsiveness could be weak at each project stage, from the project identification to its completion and evaluation. Examples of indicators are Project Concept Note includes information on time use, unpaid, underpaid and paid care work and female participation in the workforce. Project indicators are disaggregated by sex or include data on care recipients and care providers. When developing a framework and action plan, stakeholders can map out their own journey. They should seek endorsement at the highest level, select the levels, dimensions and indicators for assessment, study the tip sheet, establish a baseline and develop a care-responsive action plan. Decide on assessment intervals and write down the possible sources of data and information for the assessment criteria. Collect and analyse the data. Present the score to the organisation for validation and for the development of a revised action plan. If you want to learn more about the Care Principles and Care-Responsiveness Barometer for international financial institutions and more, please go to policy-practice.oxfam.org.